Hey there, Ranger Faithful, and welcome to what I thought would be the last Power Rangers Super Megaforce episode review. I was so set to focus just on this episode that I actually called up the Shiba House and took a quick correspondence course on the SHIELD symbol power. So, what happened? Don't worry, the Dark Stranger didn't get through. The surprise came from Saban Brands. I mentioned last week that Super Megaforce actors were saying on social media that they were headed back into the voiceover booth to do more work. Well, on Friday, we got official confirmation from the Power Force, Saban Brands by Fans for Fans Relations Committee, that we are getting an extended cut of the Super Megaforce finale episode, Legendary Battle. But we have to wait. It seems that they couldn't quite get the episode together in time for it to replace Saturday's noon airing. So, in a move that I think directly reflects how this is aimed at adult fans who were dissatisfied with the international leaked airing, this episode was set to air Monday at 11 p.m. on Nicktoons. The Wrath and Legendary Battle were set to air back-to-back, with the latter set for 11:30 to 12:15, aka 45 minutes. This is quite the exceptional move by Saban Brands, who was under no obligation to try to make good for Super Megaforce, other than moving on from Jonathan Zacher to Judd Lin. It's just another sign of respect for the adult fan base, caring what they think about the actual episodes that air. So, how are we going to handle this? Well, it's not two separate episodes, so I can't give it two separate scores. But at the same time, an episode did air on Saturday, so I can't give them full credit for just tacking on some more content on Monday. So here's what we're going to do. This video is going to review the episode that aired on Saturday, so a score is in place for the episode that was intended to be presented as the finale of Super Megaforce. The next video that I release, the next review that I do, will be a review of only the content added to Legendary Battle, how it hurt or helped the episode, and then followed by a score adjustment. And that adjusted score is the one that I plan to use for season averages, high and low episode scores, etc. Well, with all that said, let's jump into episode 20, the finale of Power Rangers Super Megaforce, Legendary Battle. We start with a recap of just how completely done for the world is. And then we go straight into the opener, and I love that. It pushes the drama towards the meat of the episode. It gets us through what we need to get through and gets us into a longer, extended stretch of important story. As the episode gets going, we see the hurt and weary citizens wandering what remains of Harwood City. Let's get this out of the way right now. This episode very heavily channels Countdown to Destruction, the finale episode of Power Rangers in Space. We have hurt, weary citizens, beaten and doubting Rangers, and those citizens wondering about the fate of their heroes. However, there's a very fine line between tribute and outright copy, and for whatever reason, Super Megaforce never crossed the line. This never felt forced or tacky. It felt perfectly acceptable for this episode. We're shown a number of scenes in rapid succession of people who are scared or hurt and need help. A man is trapped under a girder, several people are trapped inside an elevator, and a boy is looking for a lost dog. Who will save these poor people? The Power Rangers! All of the Rangers! The man under the girder is saved by Carter and Dana, the red and pink Rangers from Lightspeed Rescue. And you can't say that's not appropriate. That's what they do, right? The lost puppy is found by Leo, the Lost Galaxy Ranger. His presence raises about 150 questions, how and why he got back to Earth, the most relevant ones. But hey, he saved a puppy. And the boy who owned the puppy is named Danny, which is his actor's real name, so cool! The people in the elevator were about to start throwing down over the oxygen when they're saved by TJ and Cassie? We had to wait for the helmet fades that all of the returning Rangers were getting to see who they were representing, but they were both acting as Space Rangers. And then a now nearly infamous scene, mainly because it was released as a preview a while back. A boy is trapped in the backseat of a car that is dangling over a bridge. Alone. Because Anyway, a mysterious ranger drops from somewhere onto the hood. Yes, it's Tommy, and his helmet page shows that he is acting as the white Mighty Morphin Power Ranger. The boy is scared to grab his hand, so Tommy extends the handle of Saba to pull him to safety. You know, it would have been nice to hear a line from Saba, even if it wasn't Tony Oliver's voice. The Rangers finally come around and regroup. They hear the citizens wondering if the Power Rangers really are gone. A little girl asks her mother if she thinks they are gone, but her mother has seen Countdown to Destruction. She was there when Astronema tried to invade, maybe? And she basically repeats Bulk's line about having to believe that the Power Rangers will be there. Listening to this is Wes, the Red Time Force Ranger, and Damon, the Lost Galaxy Green Ranger. They turn to each other and nod, which makes us wonder how the heck they know each other. Carone, the second Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger, seriously, do she and Kendricks just switch off when one's busy? Also overhears. Gosei confirms something that's just really, really sad. The Rangers' Zords have indeed been destroyed. I really liked the Super Megaforce Zords. The legendary Megazord had that nice pirate charm to it, and the Legend Zords were living tributes to their seasons. Even the Q-Rex Megazord, maddening as the name was a neat, multimodal Megazord. Troy gives us that nonsense again about the past Rangers believe in us and entrusted us with their powers. Okay, the first part really isn't so bad. Both Casey and Jaden implied that all of the past Rangers were watching the new team and believed in them. But nothing in the season at any point tells us that the past Rangers entrusted these new Rangers with their powers. What does Troy mean by this? That the past Rangers didn't try to come and take them away? All that aside, this scene really was great. The people are scared, but the Rangers are determined. They will rise with the sun and take on the Armada and Mavro one last time. And they will win. Before the Rangers can turn in for the night, a red Armada ship flies in and crash lands nearby. The Rangers get ready to attack because they haven't been paying attention. Come on guys, there's only been one red Armada ship. Yes, Orion has returned and he will fight alongside his fellow Rangers. The next morning, we see the martial law policy of sleep wherever you fall down. The little girl from earlier wakes up her mommy to tell her that the Armada is here and we're all about to die alarm is going off, and there doesn't seem to be a snooze button. Redker leads in a huge force of grunts to start wiping out the humans. The people of the city actually grab boards, pipes, golf clubs, and are ready to fight back. Until... Look, Mommy! The Power Rangers! The Rangers jump into battle against Captain Fishface and his garbage can heads. They pretty easily walk through the X-Borgs, leading I Don't Have a Name to wonder where the Rangers got this newfound strength. Really? Come on, they were just X-Borgs. As they get blasted a bit by the Armada ships in the sky, the Rangers realize that the ground fight isn't going to get them anywhere, and that they need to go and take out Mavro. How can they do that? A two-man strike team! Okay, this seems like a very specific plan, but sure. Troy and Orion head for Orion's ship with the people cheering them on. Inside the ship, we get to see a very rare sight for this team. Helmetless! And then, pew pew pew! Pew 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 pew! Pew 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 pew! It's a rough ride, but they manage to fly right into the main Armada ship. They fight their way through the ship to get to Mavro, and you should note the leaking oxygen. The Rangers attack Mavro, with Troy making good on his promise to come back for him. Mavro is just incredibly, awesomely tough at first, fighting these two Rangers without even standing up. Orion has to go Super Mega Gold to make Mavro stand up. So Troy decides that with the seat open, he's going to sit down and use the main Armada ship to wipe out the rest of the fleet. Back on Earth, the four remaining Rangers use the Super Mega Cannon on What's-His-Face. There are 5 keys though, one of them's gold. He blasts the Rangers and even forces them to demorph, but they still manage to fire, destroying him. His name was Redker, and that was never once mentioned on screen. Mavro's still standing on the ship, so the Rangers prepare a final strike. But instead of attacking Mavro, they fire at the console, destroying it and plummeting the ship towards Earth. With Mabro stunned, the Rangers slash him and then execute a bullet double slash Super Mega Blast. The ship crashes into Earth with no sign of Troy or Orion. Until we see the replay of the crash after the commercial. We then see that Troy and Orion went legendary mode to in space and escaped on galaxy gliders. I'm pretty sure that's original and it's just awesome, especially with this episode paying other homages to Countdown to Destruction. Haha, Gia thinks it's over. This team just needs to never say that at all. Because over the next ridge, they see a huge platoon of X-Borgs. Perhaps the forces Damaros was referring to that he said would flood the Earth and take it over. The Rangers prepare to fight them, but they won't have to do so alone. On a high ridge, they see the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and the Operation Overdrive Rangers. Geez, lead things off with the most beloved and most hated seasons? One by one, all of the past Ranger teams arrive on the ridge. In a very nice touch, Red Zeo and Black Dino Thunder are not present because both of those are Tommy, and well, we're gonna see Tommy. The Rangers list off all of the teams, mostly in order, but not quite. There are also no 6th Rangers, just the core teams. The Rangers come down from the ridge, and leading this massive team of past Rangers is Tommy as the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. And yes, no silver stripe and wearing a gold morpher. Both of those were corrected in editing post-production, but this might be the first time ever that the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger has appeared 100% accurately in American footage. A number of these Rangers take off their helmets in order to face the latest team. It's mainly the Rangers that we saw earlier in the episode. We also see Mike and Emily from Samurai, but sadly, they don't get any lines. When Dana and Carter remove their helmets, we see that someone forgot to install the Titanium Ranger's visor. The Megaforce Rangers say that this is a real honor, but Cassie says that the honor is all theirs. Besides possibly being an allusion to the power of pink, where Andros told Leo the same thing, she says it in a way that almost makes you question if she believes it. Tommy tells the Megaforce Rangers that they don't need to fight alone, that all of the past Rangers will be fighting at their side. The Rangers morph into Megaforce, oh goody! And stand in to lead the charge. We do see some pre-Mighty Morphin Sentai suits in the battle, but of course with the new powers explanation the show's given us, that's not really an issue. Noah explains why the Megaforce Rangers don't go Super Mega mode, saying they're so pumped that they don't need to. Why do the X-Borgs look purple? Hey, look everyone, Robo Knight! What? Robo Knight died! His death was deep and meaningful, and he just shows back up? And all Troy can say is, "Welcome back, old friend!" This was a serious misstep. The Megaforce Rangers use their blaster, and Orion uses his Super Spear Blaster, and that's it. Seriously, the entire battle lasts about 5 minutes, if that. Then the guest Rangers show up and say, "Good job, we have to go, bye!" And the weirdest thing is, they teleport away with such energy that it knocks the Megaforce Rangers back, and that energy encircles the planet and sends sparkles flying into space. This was the scene from Gokaiger that established that the powers of the Super Sentai were being scattered into space, but what does it mean here? The Rangers flop to the ground, their 2-year battle finally over. Emma points out how blue the sky is without all those Armada ships in it. What happens now? We go home. Jake gets a kiss on the cheek from Gia and she grabs his arm and hauls him off. Troy whips out his Super Mega Saber, somehow, and stabs it into the beach, and the Rangers leave. And that's it. Super Megaforce has been a divisive series for me, but no episode was more dividing than this one. The first 15 minutes of content of this episode was awesome! The cameos were worked in well. The stakes were higher than ever. The Rangers showed some real determination and the acting was really improved. The first 2 acts of this episode are an easy 5 out of 5. But oh man, that final act. Rushing through the one thing that all of us were waiting to see. The returning guests as Rangers and every Ranger fighting together in a big battle. I was seriously watching the final battle in awe, but it was just over so soon. I really hope all of the extra 15 minutes of content shown on Monday end up in the Legend Battle. Because this episode would be a bit like my telling you that at the end of every episode review, I give the episode a score where hoist the colors! Episode 20, Finale, Legendary Battle. Pros, fantastic build-up of final stakes, well worked in cameos, incredible determination by the Rangers. Cons, Robo Knight just showing up cheapened his death. We needed more lines and more time spent with the guest Rangers. And the legendary battle this episode was named for was far too short. Hasn't Megaforce always been great stuff balanced with nonsense? Legendary Battle gets 3 flags out of 5. Immediately after this episode, Nick debuted their first trailer for Power Rangers Dino Charge. Not much has been given away just yet, but here are some notes. It seems that for the 3rd consecutive season, It's Morphin' Time will be the primary call to battle, but it looks like the Rangers will actually morph with the call Unleash the Power. The show is going to feature a fantastic-looking original villain with a great ship set. And although it feels a little weird after 2 years to finally be welcoming in a brand new team of Rangers, I am excited. And yes, in case you haven't heard me confirm it yet, you can tune in to this YouTube channel in February to begin seeing Power Rangers Dino Charge episode reviews. So once again, just as a reminder, there will be one more Power Rangers Super Megaforce episode review that will be covering the 15 minutes of extended content from the Nicktoons airing. Now, if you don't have Nicktoons, you can still see the episode on Nick.com or the Nick Instant Watch app starting at 12:15 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday morning, aka when the episode has finished airing. And since I expect an episode about 15 minutes of content to be shorter than my usual episode, I am also going to try to have my plan for the off-season videos ready to tell you. So, look forward to that. So, for now, that's going to do it for another Power Rangers Super Megaforce episode review. As always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like the video by clicking the like button right down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and leave some comments right down below. What did you think of this episode? What did you think of this season? And what are your thoughts going into this extended cut on Monday, as well as Dino Charge? Thank you so much for watching one more time, and as always, Rangers, may the power protect you. What? I'm thinking, quicksand, help, no, is it, I guess, quicksand, no, help me, I see it, power protect you. Ow, I hit the bottom of quicksand.